Welcome back to the weekly show. I want to give it up for LA and PT Spinner. I am Pegg Star.
And I'm Cheyenne.
And this is Wacky News Views. Before we start out, I want to definitely say follow us on Twitter at Strong Island NY. And you could actually find us at Wacky News Views. And like us on Facebook at Strong Island, New York. And you can find Pegg Star and Cheyenne if you just check us out on the web. Anyways, here's our views on the wacky news that we found from around the world.
I hope everyone had a good week. I hope you're enjoying the little snow that we had. Come and went.
Can't believe it's snowing already.
No, it came and went. That's what we're getting gypped. We're getting gypped. All right. It was about 3 a.m. on a British Airways transcontinental flight when passengers heard an announcement that the plane was about to crash in the sea. And it was not true. The automated message was a mistake, as the crew members quickly reassured passengers that they were crying, and screaming. They're trying to not have them flip out, like, we're just kidding, kind of. Then they played an announcement telling them to just ignore the warnings. The error was blamed on a crew member who hit an incorrect button. So I guess they have an automated message if the plane's going down into the sea.
So they don't have to say it manually.
Yeah, that's scary as hell. It must have been pandemonium on that flight.
Well, they said that they were screaming and crying.
That's a big mistake to make. I don't even know. Because I'm kind of afraid to fly anyway, and then if that came on, I'd be like, holy shit, like my life's about to end.
Oops, I'm
just
sorry.
Kidding. We're just kidding.
Someone bumped into the button.
Yeah, sorry.
Now, I know normally you feel better once you've returned home from a hospital, but could you imagine receiving a $44.8 million bill from the hospital by accident? This guy, yes,
to a bunch of people.
There's a lot of accidents going on.
Yeah.
This guy went to the Bronx Lebanon Hospital Center, and he's unemployed. He was a doorman. But he was in the hospital for about a week, and then when he was home, he got a bill for $44.8 million. And they said that several hundred patients have been getting random bills for tens of millions of dollars by accident.
I won't pay a $200 bill.
It was all about a computer error.
If they gave me a $42 million bill,
I still have like $15 bills that I refuse to pay. They're going to come and take my shoes.
Imagine someone paid it, and they were like, all right, like I have money like that, here you go.
Yeah. Well, what I want to know is there's got to be rich people that have been to that hospital by accident. What if they were like, oh, well,
yeah,
$20 million.
All right, there you go.
Let me pay this.
I didn't like my nurse, but okay. Assholes.
Yep.
Beyonce may be one of the biggest pop divas out there, but apparently she isn't the only diva in the world with that name. A previously unnamed species of horsefly with a glamorous golden rear has been named Beyonce because of it's the all-time diva of flies, and it has a big golden butt.
Yep.
It's literally, and
that's a quote, by the way. Big
because of her,
butt.
it was also because of that they had the Bootylicious song and the CD like that, whatever it was.
Yeah, when she was in Destiny's Child in 2001.
Yeah. I think it should have been named Jennifer Lopez.
Yep. Because Beyonce doesn't beat Jennifer Lopez with the butt.
No, but it's because it was all golden, and then they always had that gold in the video. But I don't know. You know what? I'd be kind of mad that they named a fly after me, but you know what? If you're naming anything after me, I'm cool with it. Name a worm, Cheyenne. I'd be happy with it. I'm fine with that.
Just the idea that flies sit on shit. I don't want a fly named after me.
They named a horsefly after me. Did you hear about that? That's crazy.
In North Carolina, a man snuck a gun into jail in his rear. So after he was arrested for a highway traffic violation,
high up there too.
And
really
resisting arrest, right? He was searched, he was strip searched, and then they performed what they call a squat and cough procedure.
A lot of people know what that is, squat and cough.
Just for you that don't know, you squat naked and cough.
They still didn't find it.
And this gun was very well hidden. Because they found it, what'd they say, a week later in his cell. It was a .38 caliber revolver with a 4.5-inch barrel.
Yeah.
So I would say it's safe to say that gun was a pain in his ass.
Yeah. When his ass flaps so much that when he farts it goes
Bang!
I love it. Oh, man.
We were talking about how we were going to describe that on the way here.
That's what happens when he farts. He's obviously been to jail before, but yeah. A man in Massachusetts asked an animal shelter to take his pets, and that he was too overwhelmed to handle them. He turned in 94 hamsters to the local shelter. The shelter says the rodents were well taken care of and will make nice pets. As
I
long
wonder
as
if they
you have,
smelled like shit.
Yeah, like that's a lot of hamsters. I think it's gerbils that happens with. But still, have you ever seen? I don't know if anyone's seen Hoarders with the guy with the rats. He had a house for his rats, and he would sit in the middle of them. I mean, 94 hamsters is a little less than thousands of rats, but that's close. You know what I mean?
But still,
yeah.
I can't handle my one dog. Could you imagine having 94 little things running around?
Yeah. If you haven't seen Hoarders, Hoarders is crazy. Hoarders is insane.
People on Hoarders are my idol.
Yeah, crazy.
My dad should be on that show.
Yes.
Now I don't know if I'm gonna say this right.
In Cairo, she says Cairo.
I keep saying Cairo. In Cairo, the international airport has confiscated 420 pounds of cow brains from 3 Sudanese travelers, and they plan to sell it to Egyptian restaurants. Now, the airport worker has told newspapers that this is the fourth time this week that they've confiscated
cow brains
from people trying to smuggle them into the country. Now,
apparently that's a delicacy that I would not.
Yeah, well, that's a big delicacy. Cow brains, monkey balls, right? Or something like that, or monkey brains. All these weird things that don't make any sense.
Talking about shows, Taboo. If you check out Taboo, it's all things that are taboo, and they have one about delicacies around the world. And it's just crazy. Placentas. Like, what is it? Goat placentas? Like, crazy. And people, go there and they fight for it. They fight to get the ones that are fresh that day.
I'd be fighting to get it in the garbage.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. All right. A Pennsylvania woman says she was fired from her job at a frozen snack factory for wearing a prosthetic penis. Apparently, I always get the stories like this. And to work while she was contemplating gender reassignment surgery. She is now filing a civil lawsuit against J&J Snack Food Corporation. So she worked in a frozen snack factory, so
she liked to wear things that looked like what she was producing.
Yeah, crazy.
Pretty much.
But that's if she's trying to I don't think that was a reason to fire her.
Absolutely not, because everybody knows me, knows I'm gay, so I have nothing against transgendered people. There's no reason for them to be fired over stupid stuff. I just thought it was funny that she got fired for it. Like, really?
I mean, tell them you can't really wear that dildo here again.
How did they know that she was wearing it? That's what I want to know. Obviously somebody probably noticed a bulge in her pants and it wasn't supposed to be there, so started asking questions.
Yeah, I don't even understand how they would find that out.
Yeah, it's your business. Keep it inside your pants.
Yeah, keep it inside your pants.
Now, Mexican medics dropped a heart that was being rushed to the hospital for a heart transplant. The medic exited the helicopter and tripped, and the heart tumbled out of the cooler onto the street. Now, picture this, just because I think this is ridiculous.
What do you do, dust it off?
Yeah, so he returned the heart to the cooler and then brought it to the person waiting for the transplant. Now, all I have to say is if I needed a heart transplant, I don't want that heart. They're still waiting to see how the heart transplant goes. But, I don't know how he hasn't been in any trouble for this yet. Because hearts are so rare anyways. So the fact that they actually had one and it needed to be rushed, so I guess...
Because that's bacteria and dirt from the floor. I'd be pissed. Can you
get some infection.
Imagine seeing it on the news the next day and you're like, I just got a heart transplant, so wait a minute.
Yep.
All right. This is something that's pretty fun. This is right up our alley. Normally, if someone's riding on the same train as you is not wearing pants, it's a good sign you might want to change cars.
Depends on what they look like.
But in California on Sunday, it was people know flash mobs, right? They all dance in the middle of nowhere, they'll all drop their clothes and they just all start dancing in public. You know what I mean? So this is a pantless riders organized flash mob. Style to treat surprise downtown riders and visitors to a fine view of their bottom halves. The stunt has grown into a global phenomena every Sunday, apparently, for the past few Sundays, and all around the world. And it's called Pants Free Sundays. Pants Free Sundays. I don't even know what I would do if I was on a train. People just drop trow right there.
I could go up there and start belly dancing. Just start Moving my
I think
tummy.
that's awesome. Awesome.
Yep.
Do
I want to
you?
be around when that happens over here. A schoolboy in New Hampshire was allegedly tattooed. We always have tattoo
Every
stories.
week we have something about crazy
Little
about
shameless
tattoos.
plug. Pat's tattooing in Farmerville.
Yeah.
He was allegedly tattooed against his will by a group of fellow students who promised that if he got this tattoo, they would stop bullying him.
And leave him
So
alone.
he agreed to be inked. But he was, what did that say? When he got home, he realized that the words poop dick and the drawing of a penis
was on his back.
and the drawing of a penis was tattooed on his backside. Now,
And he's 14, so like he's gotta live with that.
everybody has a thing with tattooing penises on other people, piles of shit. I just don't understand. Like, if somebody was tattooing me, I know what's going on in my body. I'll
Well, he
keep
was getting
looking.
bullied. They told him that they said, "Go in this house. We'll leave you alone." And I mean, I'm sure if someone that's been getting bullied, that would be like, okay, they're gonna leave me alone. Let me just do this.
I think punishment should be all of them need to have tattooed penises on
their
their
foreheads.
backside.
Their foreheads.
Yes.
That's just wrong.
Poop dick. That don't even
That's
make
gonna be
sense.
on you
Sounds like a
forever.
5-year-old thought of that. Let me tattoo poop dick on you.
That's crazy. That's on them forever too. You know. All right. Janet Ann Knowles apparently doesn't like Judge Judy very much. The 62-year-old Palm Beach woman was arrested on Sunday on aggravated battery charges after she attacked her 65-year-old man with a hammer. She attacked
Who's
him.
her husband, by the way.
Yeah, she attacked him just because he had Judge Judy on the TV.
No, in the story it said because Judge Judy made a ruling that she didn't agree with.
Oh,
So she
okay.
got so aggravated that she beat up her husband.
Anger
Really?
management, dude. Anger management. And she's 62. Maybe she was senile. I don't know.
Well, I mean, he should sue her. Maybe Judge Judy will take on the case. That would be awesome if they were on Judge Judy. A Michigan pastor has opened up a tattoo parlor inside of a church. Now,
Serenity Tattoos.
Serenity Tattoos.
Yeah.
Reverend Steve Bentley says he's doing everything he can to reach out to the tattooed community and people who have never felt comfortable at a traditional house of worship. I guess he wants to bring all of us tattooed people closer to God.
Your dad would like that.
Literally.
Your dad would love that. Literally, now they have a tattoo. They have a tattoo shop in the island in Nassau Coliseum now for the Islanders games.
Yeah.
And
Don't talk about who it is.
I know, but still, I think that it's becoming a lot more accepted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
People don't get discriminated against like they used to for tattoos.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, look, they're going to be in a church now.
Yeah. I think that's kind of cool. I don't know who would be doing the tattoos. Is the priest doing the tattoos?
Hey, he could get his license.
That would be hallelujah, holla back. All right. Just for laughs, this Wisconsin man is facing multiple charges this week. But the charges aren't so funny. It's his name. Is that what he's getting?
Well, I didn't even think it was important to write what his charges were. It was the fact that he legally changed his name to this. Do you want to say it?
No,
or should
you can
I?
go.
His birth name was Jeffrey Drew Wilksch, and he legally changed his name to Bizao Doodoo Zoppity Bop Bop Bop.
Literally, that's his new name.
I can't make this shit up.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't understand. Like, when he even if he was high, how did he come up with that?
Yeah. Who thinks that's a good idea?
Yeah. Could you imagine the police
'Cause he
being
wants
like,
to be
"Excuse me,
remembered."
mister."
Yeah. Imagine seeing that on a license. I would beat him up just for that. All right.
Doo-doo, zoppity, bop, bop, bop.
All right. Last week, I don't know if you remembered. As soon as I got on camera, I talked about the strong woman that was in Oklahoma. Now this bitch is awesome too. This amazing woman must be recognized for this. An Australian woman went bungee jumping in Africa. I think it was called Victoria Falls. After taking a 365-foot plunge with her feet tied together, the cord snapped and she drifted away. And it was like rapids, like white water rapids, like the craziest.
And plus,
like
picture
level.
her cord was getting stuck as she was getting pulled through the rapids, so she had to keep going to get it.
Okay.
Cord.
So she managed to swim safely with a broken collarbone and with her legs tied together. Think about it. She's going through the rapids with her legs tied together because the bungee jump goes around her legs. She got through the rapids and had to keep swimming down to grab the extra cord that kept snagging on the rocks. And she survived. Do you know what this woman had to go through? I think that's fucking awesome. You're fucking awesome.
I almost die every time I go swimming.
And you don't have a cord wrapped around your foot.
And I don't have a broken
That's
collarbone.
awesome. Kudos to you, woman. Seriously.
Yes, that's Cheyenne's new idol.
Girl power, dude.
So
Seriously.
every week I do some form of list. This week I thought it would be funny to talk about the 7 most baffling things about women's clothing. Because there are a lot of things about being a woman, like periods, childbirth, and not being able to play basketball in a way that keeps people awake. But near the top of the list has got to be buying clothes. So here's a few many awful things about clothes that manufacturers want women to wear. 7, the material is way, way, way too thin. Go to any woman's clothing store and put your hand inside and see if you see your hand, because you absolutely 90% of the time will see your hand through the clothes. Yes. 6, fake pockets or no pockets. Now, men take pockets for granted, but you know that all men's clothes has a whole shitload of pockets, extra pockets, secret pockets, pockets that you don't even know about that you find out a year later.
Shoes have pockets in them now.
Maybe women can't be trusted with pockets, but most coats and shirts have fake pockets or no pockets. So.
I don't know if guys even knew that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know
fake.
I had
Most
a couple.
of the ones you say are fake.
That's why I wear men's clothing, because I like pockets. I've had a
the
couple
only
girls'
reason.
clothes, and I went to put my hand in the pocket, and it was fake, and I was like, really? So 5, it's too cold. Materials are way too thin, and many styles involve crazy exposure, like dipped V-necks, 3/4 sleeves.
Guys are even having the dip V now.
Yeah.
A lot of guys are wearing them. Weird.
Skirts and dresses. And if you manage to find a dress with full sleeves, usually the hem is pulled way up to the top of your ass, so your ass is hanging out, or all of your legs are exposed, so you're really cold.
And slutty.
I know the guys like this, yes, but it's a pain in the ass for women. Number 4, clothing sizes are way too small. Saying this as a big girl, yeah, the clothing sizes are way too small. You might be a size 8 at American Eagle.
And then you'll get like a European size that's like 35, and it's this big. You're like, what is 35? I don't understand it.
Yeah, but I've noticed too, like, even if you go to Old Navy, you'll be a size 8, and then you'll be a 0 at Ann Taylor. I mean, maybe you want to make women
Ann
think.
Taylor?
I don't know.
Oh, where did that come from?
But you want women to think that they're thinner? It's horrible. It's horrible. Because I know you even have problems finding pants. You say one size is...
My ass is way too big.
One store has one size, and it's totally different at another store.
Ice-T's girlfriend is actually making... Coco is making a line for women, for like curvier women. Fucking awesome. Another awesome girl.
Number 3, there is no such thing as a regular t-shirt. It's hard finding t-shirts. If your boobs are big, then your shirt ends up rising over your hips and coming all the way up.
That's what Coco's there for. Coco had the shirt for a girl with a huge fucking boobs. Awesome.
Or everything's too baggy, or too small. You just can't win. And if you happen to want to stop that, you buy a men's shirt. You look like you're wearing a tent. Mm-hmm. Except for people like me.
You look like you're wearing a tent. That was awesome.
Number 2, clothes that need instructions. I'm pretty sure men don't have to ask while clothes shopping, is this supposed to be a long shirt or a short dress?
Or a hat.
Yeah. Like, you always say, I don't even understand half the shit that she wears. I look at it and I'm like, what is this? It looks like a bandana. It looks like just strings. And it's just ridiculous. You know, they even have, some people make videos on how to wear some clothes. I was looking at them the other night. It's ridiculous. And number 1, last but not least, finding the right shoes to match your outfit. Now, they either give you blisters from being so uncomfortable, or they make you 8 times taller than normal. This is why women, guys, have 100 pairs of shoes, because they need each color to match. Most of the shoes are too small, so they can only wear them at weddings or once in a while.
You deal with the pain to look pretty. It sucks.
It's crazy. I mean, being a woman is hard enough with all that extra bullshit. But
you
then
don't
all the clothes. Me?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm just talking for you guys. I'm good with what I have. I just get out of the shower and put on a t-shirt. I'm good.
A tent. Yeah.
A tent.
That's what you said. You said either if you wear guy stuff, it's a tent.
That's if you're this big. If you're a stop sign with hair. That's my list for the week. Right now, we have the wacky... joke of the week with Cheyenne.
I have 2. I got 2 for you guys. All right. What's the difference between a 40-year-old man and a 40-year-old woman? A 40-year-old woman dreams of having children, and a 40-year-old man dreams of dating them. It's true. It's so true nowadays. It's like the man cougars. And what's the difference between a band leader and a gynecologist? A band leader fucks his singers, and a gynecologist sucks his fingers. Is that so disgusting? I had to say it because it's fucking awesome. All right.
Yes.
Yep.
Well, anyway, that was Wacky News Views on the Weekly Show. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Peg Star.
I'm Cheyenne. Have a great fucking week, dudes.
And before we go and give it back to PT Spinner, happy fucking holidays. Catch us on Twitter at Wacky News Views. You can find me on Facebook and Twitter, Peg Star, and her, Cheyenne Vita. And who we got coming up next? JT Torres, right? With 100% PR?
Yeah.
Give it up. Here's PT Spinner.
Got work. Slight work. High work. D-Town to the DMV. Yep. Brother got your girl going crazy.